program in a nutshell. I'm Bob Savakinus. Today we have our very special guest, and we're going to welcome him back again. It's almost an annual tradition, and of course, La Festa is an annual tradition. So with us today is Chris DiMatteo, who has spent countless hours and years of making this such a great event along with his committee. So we're going to have something to look forward to for the next half hour or so and talking about La Festa. And Chris, welcome to our program.
All right, Bob. Thanks, my friend.
Good to see you again.
Yeah.
So Chris, what do we have to look forward to this year with La Festa Italiana?
Well, another great event. I mean, last year we put the event back on. We missed the COVID year of 2020. In 2021, every year when we open up at Friday at 4 p.m., I look and I'm like, oh my gosh, where's all these people coming from? You know, so it's just a great event because it's a family-friendly event. Great vendors serving terrific food, awesome entertainment on 3 stages, and so we just hope for good weather and just people come down. You don't have to have $1 in your pocket to have a great time at La Festa.
I know there's delicious food. Let's start with the food.
Mm-hmm.
People love to come out for the food. Give us an idea of some of the sampling, some of the ideas of all the great food that's there.
It's really it's a great little melting pot of the area because we have vendors and they're all family businesses. They're family-owned businesses. So like the Picciocchi's Pasta that they're from Italy. They're new to this area. Well, they've been in this area for about maybe 3 or 4 years. They have a store in Clark Summit, but they bring the whole store down to La Festa Italiana, and they have a huge line serving homemade pasta. And there's all different types of pizzas. We've got the Arcaro and Janelle family, and we have Arcaro's the next generation. We have Luigi's and we have thick and thin. We have Electric City Pizza and we have Capone. So all different types of pizzas. Danny Fagura and his homemade sausage. I mean, there's Sabatel's Market sells a lot itself, and of course the Unico porchetta sandwich is very famous down at La Festa. Our cappuccino tent. So we pride ourselves on there's a lot of businesses that they're making this out of their home, literally. And serving at La Festa. This is their livelihood. Proceeds, if there's any left over, go to local charities. So that's always a big help as well. But desserts, there's so many baked goods. From the Amendola family and their Bindi brand that they import and sell to the festival goers, to the Luongo family ice cream, to Roseanne's baked goods and the Carmela family. The Carmelas have been, the Padula family have been in this region for, several decades, and the baked goods are just, to die for. They're terrific. So I'll put a couple pounds on next week.
I always look forward to the cannolis. That's always what I really love on it. Thanks. So we got the delicious food. Let's move on to entertainment. What kind of entertainment do our...
So we've always... had entertainment on a couple different stages. The main stage has the large acts, the big band entertainment, and the Daddy-O and the Sax Maniacs, and the Cameos that come from New Jersey, and the Luongo Brothers, and Frankie Gervasi and Toby Nero, and Pop Star Drive. It's on our website. It's on our Facebook page. There's so many acts. We also have smaller acts, acoustic type acts on our Wayne Bank stage. Which is over on Adams Avenue. But the main stage, which is proudly sponsored by Alfredo's, North Washington Avenue in the South Side section, it's really loaded.
Come on, you guys from Harmony Hills, you gotta do some kicking. Yeah. All right. This goes out to everybody.
And there's juggling acts and there's dancers. This year, TJ Capobianco is a Scranton native who is now performing at the New York City Metropolitan Opera. Wow. So a fantastic tenor. He's going to come in and do a show for us. So we're thrilled at that. We have a Billy Joel show on Friday night. Friday always kind of has been Paul LaBelle and the Exact Change Band, but after that we'll have a Billy Joel type show as well, and the Electric City drum that people have seen on this network, the Steel Drum Band, they'll come, and a bunch of different dance groups, Ballet Theater of Scranton, have been wowing the audiences for years with their Tarantella version. But something special this year, and if I could, just send the invitation and appeal to the audience that's watching this right now. We have a very special individual in this town, and you may have seen his act on ECTV as well. But the Gene Dempsey Orchestra, Gene Dempsey Passarella, has a phenomenal big band, a la Glenn Miller and the rest, right? Terrific big band, great musicians. Gene is 97 years old this year. Just celebrated his 97th birthday. And he will be performing on Labor Day at noon on Labor Day, as he has for decades, with the big band. But something special about Gene is he's a World War II hero. He a veteran of D-Day. He was in the invasion of Normandy. Went through France and actually wound up getting shot and wounded at the Battle of the Bulge. So, a lot of things you don't hear. I've known Gene a long time, and you kind of hear this a little bit. And I just think he's just a terrific individual, remarkable story, and I would just like everybody to come out. Very rare to get to hear a big band for free these days, and you get to come down and the dancers, if they want to do a little ballroom dancing, or just come and just say thank you, to Gene, not just for being a champion in 97 years, but just the individual that he is, the band that he has put together, and literally just saying thank you. I mean, there's very few World War II veterans. I had just gone to visit in New Orleans, the World War II Museum, and it's just phenomenal. And that generation is just the greatest generation. And I think it'd be wonderful if we could get people to come down and say thank you to Gene and listen to the great big band. On top of that, we do the Sinatra show.
I was just going to ask.
Yeah, of course
is
we have
Mr. Sinatra's.
Mr. Sinatra will make an appearance if he can get it. Yeah.
Never change. You'd better keep that breathless shine.
If he can perform with the Kenny McGraw Orchestra, it's fun. We don't even rehearse. We just have a good time. And of course, Andy Domino, a la Dean Martin, he'll be in as well.
Some grief, some joy, memories are made.
Danny Argo he's a character. He does Italian songs, and we have so much great entertainment. Aaron Malloy.
Breathe me in, breathe me out, 'cause I don't know if I could ever go without.
Beautiful singer that she is, and there's just too many groups for me to mention. Just check it out on the website, check it out on Facebook, and the advertisements that'll be on as well in the local newspapers. But it's amazing, Bob, the people that come every year from Jersey, New York, Maryland, Virginia. It's
a tradition. It's a Labor Day tradition.
But we're one of the few festivals that's still around. I mean, a lot of them, charge an admission to get in, or or it's more of a carnival atmosphere. We're a simple, family-oriented festival. If you want to get a glass of wine or a glass of beer, go to the local bars that surround the square. We're just a good, clean festival that's family-oriented.
Let's go back to the origins. Let's talk a little bit about the beginning of
Let's
it.
talk about the origins. Well, I do want to say that Kappa, over on the great group that's over on Wyoming Avenue in the old Ritz Theater,
Yep.
which was the Poli Theater, and they're celebrating like 100th anniversary or something. They're all those great entertainers, all those children that just have wonderful talents. They'll be performing, which is something new this year as well. They'll be performing at La Festa, and on we coincide with like First Friday this year.
Perfect.
So there's going to be a wonderful car show on Friday evening, and Lamborghinis, Ferraris, you name it, they'll be on display on Friday evening for First Friday. And something special we're doing this year, we lost just a terrific volunteer who worked at the IBEW, the local 81 electricians, and we couldn't do this without the apprentices coming in, illuminating the square every year. But Paul was like the person in charge for, like, let's say 40 years. And Paul passed away, unfortunately, and he had complications from cancer that we thought he had beat. But so we're going to do something really special for Paul, kind of illuminate with little candles the square
Nice.
in his memory. So again, we're when you think back at 40 years, and I know where you're going with this. I mean, it was started in 1976 with the bicentennial, and all of the ethnic groups were putting on something, to celebrate their heritage. So this organization started, and it was just on Columbus Day, so on that I guess that Monday. And it grew to maybe a Saturday and a Sunday for a couple of years on Columbus Day weekend. And it was just a few vendors. There was maybe the Italian churches, the Italian organizations, the Victor Alfieri Society, just groups that sold pizza fritte or sold porchetta or so whatever, pasta fazool, and it was just on Washington Avenue. And one or two bands. That was about it. Al Martino was the featured singer. And it was cold. So I remember Bob Pettinato was the individual who said, we need to keep this on Columbus Day weekend, because there was talk about moving it to another weekend. And I think it was either 1980 or 1981 when it snowed on Columbus Day weekend, typical for northeastern Pennsylvania, Poconos weather. And so it was an easy change for the committee at that time to say, hey, let's move it to another weekend. And we had moved it to Labor Day weekend in 1981. It was Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and then when the Doherty administration created Scranton Tomorrow created the First Friday. Well, one year we were setting up, and it was First Friday, and there's all these people downtown, and Mayor Doherty said, you guys got to start opening up on Friday. So we don't like to open up during the day because there's Pizza by Papa's, there's businesses that are operating downtown. We don't want to hurt their business. But yet we want to enhance the people that are coming into downtown. So I'm always grateful for the cooperation that we receive from the merchants, because let's face it, we're changing the dynamic of the downtown traffic for a couple of days setting up and a couple of days after when we're cleaning up. But it brings so many people downtown and that have never been to downtown Scranton. I receive calls. Before this meeting, after this meeting, it's constant, the calls that come in. Where can I get a hotel? Where can I park? When's the festival hours? I'm coming from Virginia. I'm coming from Maryland, Ohio, Kansas City, Missouri. It has really grown in popularity, and I'm so happy to the officials that we work with, both on the county and the city level, for the cooperation in making this happen.
There's no doubt about it. It's an economic driver is what I look at. I mean, like you were saying, all these people from out of town coming to the area, the hotel rooms, the local businesses, your convenience marts, there's so many things.
Yeah.
What would you say is the average attendance per year that come out for this?
Someone from the Scranton Times, it must have went on the Times Tower and counted everyone years ago, but they had put 150,000 people. But there's a good 100,000 people.
That's amazing.
And you know what, too, Bob? It's like rain or shine. People come down. They really. There's only so many people that can fit on the square, but I think the assumption is they leave after 2 or 3 hours, and then the other 5,000 or 10,000 people come in. But I can tell you this: there's not much room for any more people. So it is what it is, and it's been successful because of the fact that, again, we don't charge admission. I think our vendors are very, they know the economics, they know the inflation that's out there. They try to keep the prices low. They realize that people have to put gas in their car to get to La Festa. The parking authority gives us, they give a break. I think they charge $6 to park in the, climate-controlled lot. And the rest of the downtown merchants take advantage of it, and that's what it's for. But it's also for, you get people in for Labor Day weekend that may have never been to Scranton before, and they're looking around. They come back. I get the Catch 21 restaurant on the corner. He says, I just bring the people, because they'll come back when they want to celebrate their anniversary or celebrate a birthday or some type of a milestone, or just simply come out for dinner. The people are in downtown Scranton and they enjoy it. And you know what? Obviously, downtown, the apartments and the people that live in the downtown is so much greater than it was, years ago. When we're setting up, there's so many individuals walking around the square, and whether they're walking their pet or just going for a walk, and then they're walking in the condo building, or they're walking in one of the high rises that they live in. They call Scranton their home. And of course, the mall at the marketplace at Steamtown. Boscov's has a great weekend that weekend. The aquarium, Steamtown. People will take a drive right over to Steamtown National Park and be able to catch we're rail enthusiasts as well. So they don't have Rail Fest that weekend, but again, the park is open. A trolley museum. Maybe there's a ball game that weekend. There's so much going on Labor Day weekend in downtown Scranton. It's an end of a year tradition. It's an end of a year celebration, and we're just really happy to be a part of it.
And there's so much going on downtown, as you just mentioned, all the opportunities. And if it's tied in with First Friday as well, so you'll have a lot more arts and artist displays available.
Yeah.
Just the idea, again, like you said, the trolley museum, the county trolley museum, and the coal mine tour just a few miles away and everything. There's so much for tourists to come and do.
Absolutely, and we welcome if people that want to come in and sell their arts or something, they want to come in, just be in touch with us. We want to make sure that the local vendors that are doing this, that they have a venue to do this, and more than happy to be that venue for them. Also a tradition, and now a 10-year tradition. Captain Jim Minicozzi, who was a volunteer at La Festa, his family puts on the Minicozzi Memorial Race and Walk. It's 10 years this year, but they raised tens of thousands of dollars to benefit the Boys and Girls Club of Scranton, which was one of Jimmy's favorite charities, and that race always kicks off the Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and we get participants that come in from New York and New Jersey and Connecticut, and and all types of veterans groups just to support that. And we have a new president at the University of Scranton this year, Father Marina. So he'll be joined with our chaplain, Father Dave Cappellini, and Monsignor Constantine Sicanolfi, and we have a mass at the cathedral at 10 a.m. on Sunday, and that's of course a Sunday obligation. But he'll be our principal homilist this year, and of course Bishop Bambero will be there as well. So we tie all our traditions in as best we can. We tie our heritage in as best we can. So.
You seem to have everything covered, really, for that weekend. I mean, from the entertainment to the food to Sunday services for those of the Catholic religion. I mean, everything is just covered so well with it. Scranton's always known as the Electric City.
Yeah,
and I think it's electrifying what's happening that weekend for La Festa.
We got the sign is lit up, and there'll be a new owner of that. There's a new owner of that. The Fidelity Bank is the new owner of the electric building and that sign. And I have to really plug the new hospital that's in town as well. Lehigh Valley and Health Network in Dixon City. Beautiful building in Dixon City. They are our presenting sponsor. So last year they really helped us out in distributing masks and vaccines, and we want to forget that, right? But you move on. But they were terrific, and they've come in. But we have other major sponsors as well, like T-Mobile. And Bath Fitter and Caregivers of America, also Xfinity, Alfredo's. I guess I could go on and on. I'll probably miss one or two. The Keystone Landfill, but also the Sundance Vacation. So those are our major sponsors for the event.
Well, it's wonderful, again, to see so many community businesses supporting this major community event that has gone on. So I do have a question that our viewers are probably wondering. Tell us a little bit about behind the scenes, getting all this set up. I'm sure it's a massive, as one would say, labor of love with all your volunteers and all the people that come out and help. So maybe just encapsulate it for a few moments. What is it like preparing for this massive event where 100,000 people are coming?
like a zoo.
Okay. Are there any animals?
I'm the chief one. There are very few volunteers, to be honest with you. I mean, it's Labor Day weekend, but I'm grateful for our volunteers that do come out, and also, it's a family affair. So my son Louis and his friends at his Boy Scout troop and friends from North Pocono High School, but we try to, friends and neighbors. So everything you see, with the exception of the tents that are put up by another business, two businesses actually, but all of that put together, everything that goes in it, it's done by volunteers.
Right.
It has to get up by Friday and it has to come down by Monday night. So grateful for all that, but it's chaos. It's chaotic, as you can only imagine. Who's moving picnic tables and who's putting up umbrellas and who's trying to get all of the infrastructure, the lighting, all that stuff together. It's massive, but it gets done. It gets done. But the typical Italian flair, we're all hollering at each other, we're all screaming at each other, top of our, it's if anybody ever came down with a camera, or one of those drones. You could have a pretty good comedy episode with what goes on behind the scenes.
So there's a lot of work that is put into making this happen, and obviously the result shows to the public on how smoothly everything operates in spite of all the people that are coming out for it and everything. But let me ask a personal question. What inspired Chris DiMatteo to take a big role in a leadership role in this event years back? What makes you want to do
graduated from Marywood in '88. Sam Calley had asked me to get involved on the entertainment side. Back then they had maybe 4 bands a day. And I had said, wow, just on the city's show stage. I said, you want to increase, you got to get more people down here and just get more entertainment. Back then it was like just a couple of Italian bands. Now all of the bands that we had performing at La Festa, they're all gone. There's very few of the ethnic Italian groups, and the ones we do get, we're importing them from the Midwest or New York and New Jersey. And what had happened was some of the volunteers over the years just passed on or retired. And I kind of got thrown and got asked to be the leader, if you will. And it's like 30 years now that I'm actually president of the organization. But literally, it could be a full-time job. I mean, I love my role. I love my team at Merrill Lynch. But at night, it's another 3 or 4 hours every night, doing this work. And it's the smiles that bring me back, to be honest with you. When it was canceled in 20, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
Had a year
relaxing. Off. It was not, and I didn't know if we would come back. I really didn't. But received a bunch of phone calls and encouraging letters and notes and texts, and so we were back, because it is a big undertaking. But when people come up and say, "Hey, thank you," that makes it. And of course, the charities that we support. So the expenses are really up. So we don't make as much as we can, but the monies that we do give to charities and seeing the smile on their face when you hand them that check, that means the world to us, But so you just chalk up that you're not going to enjoy, relax on Labor Day weekend anymore. But it's a family tradition for all of our volunteers, and all of our volunteers, and they're listed on our website. They all donate money and dedicate their time on a weekend that we're supposed to be relaxing.
Well, Chris, sum it up for us. Tell us what's happening on Labor Day weekend. Give us a quick overview of it.
Italian vendors, Italian food, mangia, a Labor Day weekend, Friday night from 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. on Monday of Labor Day. Lots of great entertainment on 3 stages. Come one, come all, tell the family, bring the kids. La Festa Italiana, buona festa tutti gli italiani.
Well, I want to thank you, Chris, for your organization, for all that it does, for the wonderful weekend that you provide for so many 100,000 people and everything, and all the great things that happen in our city as a result of all this work.
And back at you, because if we couldn't do it without you guys promoting this. So thank you, Bob, and ECTV.
Thank you, Chris, for being our guest today.
Thank you.
I'm Bob Savakinus. Thank you for tuning in to our program in a nutshell, and please come out to support La Festa Italiana and enjoy all the wonderful activities, delicious food, and music.